Hi, this is Oliver, co-founder of SpeechMate, which is a tool that helps best men write and deliver their speeches. And in this video, I'm going to give you a quick tour of how the application works. So let's get right in and create a speech. And we do that by just clicking on this yellow button over here. So that's going to take you to a screen that looks like this. And here we are greeted by this chap. His name is Pete. And he's there to help guide you through the process. And he's going to be asking a number of different questions about you and the wedding party as we go through. So I'm going to have a specific person in mind as I'm going through this that I'm writing the speech for. His name is Richard. I was his best man already. So let's get going and take some of these questions. So as you can see from this indicator here, there is 23 questions in total that Pete wants to ask us. So in the interest of time, I'm going to complete these and we'll speed up the video for you, and I'll see you on the other side shortly. Okay, welcome back. As you will have seen at speed, we've answered a series of questions there, including the groom's characteristics, who you want to thank on the day, and even the type of humor that you want to employ within your speech. And then we get to this part here where Pete's advising us that he's now going to take some time to create your speech for you by feeding it into our super engine. So let's do that now and see what happens. So by default, you land into this screen, which is the edit screen. But before we go into and look at some of the options in here, let me just come out of that just to show you what the speech looks like and how much of it that you get. There's about 10 minutes worth of material there. And I'm going to jump back into the edit screen now just to kind of show you some of the features that are in here. So you can see, first of all, just in terms of some of the visuals here, that we've got these, the speech is broken up into different sections. And these sections are the structure or the framework, if you like, of the speech. And that follows best practice that we found works very well for best man speeches over the years. And you can turn these on or off if you so wish. So let's say, for example, that you've decided that actually you don't want to thank the guys on the stag anymore, so you can just turn that off, and that won't appear when you go back into your into the full speech that we just saw there. Now, within each of these sections, what's happened is that SpeechMate has taken the answers that have been given in the questionnaire or the assessment, and it's made suggestions within each of those based on the answers that were given. So in the example I gave, you may not have seen it because we went at speed, but one of the things that was ticked was that Richard's not the greatest dancer. So what you can see here is that the suggestion says that good afternoon, everybody. It's great to see a big crowd here. I'll try and keep my speech short since I know we're all interested to see if Richard's pre-dance lessons paid off. So you can see that it's using all of the information that you've given to make a suggestion that is very relevant to both you and, in this case, Richard. Now, the other thing to point out here is if I just click once into there, you can see that you get this this box that appears here where you've got 1 to 5. And if I were to click on this button here, or I've used my my left or right button, then you can see in here that the suggestions change as we go through. So if I didn't like that first suggestion about his pre-dance lessons, then I could select any one of these other ones. And the other thing to mention on this as well is that the content is there, as I've talked about, but you can also edit this as well. So let's say you wanted to change that from 9 months, maybe it was 9 months ago you asked you rather than 12, then you can just literally type in there, hit that, and then it's saved. So that gives you all of the different options. So within each of these sections, you get 5 different options that you can flick through, and all of the options within those are relevant based on the answers that you've given. So the possibilities are I haven't done the maths on this, but across the numerous different sections, there's a lot of different possibilities that you can get there. So you can play with that until you're happy with what you've got. As I mentioned, you can turn some of this on or off if you decide to change it. You could also equally add some of your own bits and pieces in there as well. And once you've done that, then you just click done. There's your speech in its entirety. So you would then hit over here, and then that will download for you a PDF copy, which you can then save and use in your own time. So hopefully that gives you a good overview of how SpeechMate works in terms of creating your speech. But anybody who's been the best man will tell you that that is only one half of it. So writing the speech is one thing, but then you've also got to deliver the thing as well. So there's help at hand for that too. If you were to come over here and go into video tutorials, we've got 30 of these bite-sized vids that help you or walk you through step by step how to give a speech. And they're all, as you can see here, about between 1 and 2 minutes on average. So they're very bite-sized. I think there's about 40 minutes worth of material in total. So you can dip in and out of this. Works across all of the different devices as well. So if you wanted to watch it on your commute to work or on your tablet or wherever you are, then you can do that. And to give you an overview, we've got the 5 different sections in here. We start off with talking about something that is commonplace to a lot of different people who have to give speeches, which is about nervousness and managing nerves in preparation for a speech. And I talk you through why that is. I then go on to talk to you about how you can overcome that and prepare for your speech. And then we go in and we talk about different types of skills that you can layer onto your speech as well. So that's things like, how many words per minute, how to project your voice effectively, different techniques that you can use to create eye contact in that instance there. Then we've got higher level skills. So this is how you can overlay other things such as what we call vocal variety or gesturing onto your speech as well. And then finally, we wrap it up and bring it all together to tell you, what you need to do on the day itself and so on. So all of this, as I say, is very bite-sized, and it walks you through step by step because, as I talk about in these videos, I don't believe that when it comes to giving a speech, it's something that you've either got or you don't have. It's something that you can learn along the way. And what these videos do is they'll teach you step by step how to do that as well. So that's also included within SpeechMate. So I'll conclude there. I hope that helps to give you an overview of the tool. If you've got any questions, then you can always just hit this button here when you arrive onto SpeechMate, and we'll happily get back to you. And I hope that you enjoy. Thank you. Goodbye.